Okay, so anything that goes on with this is my brother's fault. He told me to record this. So these are very rare. In fact, this is the only one I've ever seen. It's a quarter elliptical spring on a trailer. That axle, without those springs, was attached to this trailer. Bump stop there. It would spring down this way. And that spring over there broke. No damage, no injury, astonishingly enough. It corroded through right here and snapped off, or broke off, as I was storing the trailer after being on the highway at 60 plus miles an hour. So now the goal is to replace that, or both springs, with the new springs I bought, the slipper 1,000-pound springs, which will be more than this was, and bring this into this millennium. I believe this trailer is somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 years old. I'm not sure, but we've had it for at least 50, 45. I inherited it from my dad. So the goal here is to, I've already pulled the U-bolts off. They sheared. That's the axle I put on, I don't know, 7 years ago. And because the old axle was shot, and had to cut it and weld it back together again because it was too long, the Princess Auto one. So now the goal is to tear these off and try and weld another axle on here so that this will work. I'm going to get my rattle gun so I can pull these off faster and not bore the hell out of you with this. So let's see if this is capable of taking it off. Nope. Not enough torque. Now we got to do it the hard way. Better tighten a bit, loosen. Lots of paint. These semi-elliptical springs apparently were used on old Austin Healey's and MG's. I've never seen one on a trailer before. If you have, leave a comment, because I couldn't find replacements for it, so I'm having to re-engineer the whole thing. I got new bolts and a whole lot on the other axle over there. It's all assembled, ready for placement. Center line. 1 of 4. Some more goo. But instead of springs lasting 50 or 60 years, I suppose isn't too bad. Now, it's not used every day, but I have to get myself a very large torque. Dugga. Whew. That one's loosening off of that. Oh, smoking. The smell of burning country and all. Already done this on that one, which is the one that broke. Eight leaf. Jeez, it's getting hot. The socket's getting hot. Pretty close to where it was. You know what? Further forward I bring this, the less this is gonna mess up my tongue load. So I think I'm gonna put it to 18.5 to give myself that extra half an inch. Steady. That moves very easily. 18.5. There we go. 18.5. Square that up. Get the slipper back on. There. 18.5 here. There. And I'm going to put half inch in the slipper. No, 3/4. I like the looks of 3/4 better. No. Yeah. Where is it resting? That'll be right. What is that? That'll be 5/8. Yes, 5/8. 5/8 it is. 5/8 looks good. 5/8 it is. 18.5. Yeah. I'll just mark these. Five-eighths. Like, it's not rocket science. It's just got to be square more than anything else. Right. That moves back. Good enough. That probably was where it was. All right. So now we need to triple check everything. There. And we'll mark this. We're going to lose all, sorry, clunk. We're going to lose all this when we grind it. But that's pretty much where the weld's going to go. Across there. Get that to mark. There's where the slipper's going. Beauty of this is you really only have to get these square. If I put a bar right through it, it'll square them up nicely. If I've got one. I have to look for something long. So, that's the simple part of marking it out. Now we got to grind all that paint and crap off where we're going to weld. Don't need to grind everywhere, just where we're going to weld. So, let's get that sorted. Long disc. venerable old beast of a grinder. With a very poor connection, so it's been bodged. Alright, power. Ah, furnace is coming on, very nice. Feel the burn. Alright, here we need to apply the safety squint. And I won't hear it, but you guys will get a blast. Alright, clunk. Now you can't hear me. Ha ha ha. So what we'll do, pull that back. I'll mark this on the side. So we can figure out where we got to weld and place it. Ah, there's a problem. Lack of electrons. Lack of electron flow. Who knows? Flux core weldings. It'll blast through it. I'll get some dose. My TPE's fogging up. Don't you just hate it when your safety glasses fog up? I know what I do. Now, if I weld this, I could flip this over, I suppose. But I'm going to go and look for a bar to put across this. So I'm going to put you guys on hold for a while I look for an appropriate bar. Hopefully one that sells some good whiskey. Okay, we're getting into the layup of this. I found myself a piece of threaded rod that's sort of straight. And we're clamping on this. Every now and then we'll check to see if it's square. And square on this is a very, fluid thing. There's so much slop in these bearings and everything else that you just kind of parallel it with. That's not parallel. That's got to go around that way a bit. Your eyeball is as good as any other. And that's got some slop in it, so equal slop. Good. Square enough. About centered this way, so I get meat on both sides when I weld. We'll tack that. Yeah, it's got to go that way a bit. This one is on a bit better because I got two vice grips on it. Yeah, I'll do. Get all the crap away from weld spatter and stuff that could burn. Got a hose here in case. Now, flux core, so it doesn't put out much in the way of spatter. Yeah, okay, I know. Don't grab it by the cable, blah, blah, blah. Ree. Alright. That's not why that broke, actually. Alright, I think we can weld. Get a bit of weld on this. We'll put some. Now, filming while welding is going to be difficult because you guys are on my hat right now. So, no point looking at welding, to be honest, anyway, because all it does is blind you. Actually, I'm going to have to clean up a bit of metal here so we can get it ground. There. And it's going to go dark while I weld this with my fancy Yes welder. Or maybe I'll just chuck it over here. Oh yeah, look at that. Alright. Turbine succeeded. Cold water, some more gas. Shout out to the Yes Welder boys. Fantastic. I'm on Kickstarter. Tax. Staying pretty clean. Get out the smoke for a bit of ventilation. Get cold. Oh my God. Now we can test this. That works. Oh. And this thread rod is strong. Straight. So, those shoes down there. And all that funky stuff. You could take that on the road now. You wouldn't get far. Alright. Let's weld it up. I'm not going to slip it on there. Solid machining. Alright. So we're going to clamp down and find that. Take this off. And load it up. Furnace has to come on. That's interesting. Chill out. Cool. Close this while I take this bump stuff off. Keep the light on this time. And see if we get the bump stops off. Prep those 1/16ths. Let's see. They are in fact 9/16ths. parts tray by you guys. Ratchet, socket, and reach. Ah, 4 for 4 miss. Not taking up basketball anytime soon. 1, 2. Alright. There. On account of one of my brothers' virtual death, I don't go there. trust that it's going to fit right. Smoke up the place again. Tacks. Smoke. See a layer of smoke. Very cool. All right. Shards of the slag in the eye.
strong iron welders. Out of alignment. The bolt square is aligned with the axis and everything else is good. So line it all up. This is yeah. So shooting feature. Manufacturing feature. Yes. Not right. It's kind of a bad idea. Figured. Yeah, pretty good. This is going to that funny name. Ugly. Pretty beefy tacks in there. I'm filled with a piece of smoke. See the smoke level rising when I open that door. Alright, so I'm going to pull this apart now. Should come apart pretty easy. And pull. Push. Alright. Still works. The bolts looks worse. Get this all welded up on the doors open. Bolts out of the way. Bolts clear. Okay. There. Alright. Step 316. All the way. Okay, here's fair warning. The Casco or whatever this, Caso Brave 4. It's a pain in the ass if it disconnects. It runs out of battery. It totally screws itself. The app will not reconnect. So I get the bitch about that because it just doesn't work. So that's been a pain in the ass. Not impressed with that. As you can probably tell, I bought it with my own money. Now, they're cheap, and you can decide what the quality is like as far as picture and sound. But I wasn't impressed with the cost of GoPros because they're so really expensive for what you get. This one at least made noise when it ran out of battery, so I'm really aware you got it just to have that was well. As I finished and then actually the battery was sure screwed it on that. Reboots and anyway, this is roughly it. Too bad. Now I get the video of those that look too bad. Done. So we're going to shut that. Okay, got to go through the spray bomb. Touch this up. So, okay, because I got it, I'm going to undercoat this damn thing. It's winter and I need this to go off fast, so I'm just going to hit it with undercoat. Sprayed my ruler. That's the whole reason to get this stuff out of the way. There. Got grease ready. But I want this not to rust too bad while it's in storage. So I'll just undercoat the hell out of it. And I had it floating around, still warm. And then next year, when it's warmer outside, I can paint it with the deck paint, or no, fence paint. Let that dry a bit, and as it bakes into position. Prefer not to get too much of this crap on me. Hope it will stop it. I do have some trailering I got to do this winter. Oh, missed that side completely. Yeah, it's ugly, but it'll work. See if we can spray some of this out to clean it. There we go. Clean the nozzle. I can go back in the basement where it's warm enough not to freeze.
See how much I got on me. None. Huh. Inconceivable. All right, so I got grease. I got sockets. Put this thing together, flip it over, and hope. Yeah. This stuff probably takes like 15 minutes to dry. Should put some on this, but it's been, oh, I got to tighten these up too. Probably wait till I get it upright and on the, well, wait till I get it in there and then I'll do it. And the slippers. And the carriers. All right. Hopefully it'll all go together. I won't get too much paint all over me. Oh, look at that. That goes together nicely. I'm going to grease that. I need to get myself a grease stick. All these bolts are going from the outside in just because that's the way I like it. There you go. Go. All right, get a grease stick. Just make sure I got none of that crud on me. All right. Now all I gotta do is find something I can use as a grease stick. Yeah, we got all kinds of things that have potential. But I have something in mind. Had a shard. Oh, that's where that went. I had a shard. You know what? Use a paint stirrer. Yeah, I get in trouble for that. Using up good paint stirrers. I had a shard I could use, but there it is. Right, we have a grease stick. So let's put some grease. Yes, there's a mix of old and new grease in here. That's the way it is. Liberally grease these. Haven't greased the other because it's a plastic bush in these things. So no point in greasing the bolt, nut, whatever. I'm effing up my welder. That's the wrong way around. You see there's a little knurl on it. Makes it a lock nut. And gets grease all over my glove. Like that. Perfect. I think the others I'm just going to give a spray of white lithium on all the axle nuts. Right. Yeah, it's getting warm in here. That, I think, that's bigger than 3/4. I think that's bigger than 3/4. Englander. How big is it? Gravy. 2 different sizes. Well, if it was legible, you'd tell what it was. It's above 3/4 and less than an inch. 7/8, I guess. And so the other one's probably 3/4. All right, 7/8. Yes. We got a 7/8 in that size, and we have 3/4 in the other size. Is this 3/4? Nope. A 1/2" drive on that. Wait, 20 millimeter. I pulled that up. Oh yeah, I could read. Oh, I see. 13/16. 21. I wonder if 21 is the same size as that. Nope. So that's going to be 7/8. What kind of genius puts the 1/2" drive goes to 13/16, and the 3/4 drive, the 3/8 drive, 1/2" drive goes. That's nuts. That is nuts. But it fits. Okay. So that's where you can't turn that one because it pulls in. Pulls in on that knurl. Supposed to. Might have to pound it. How the hell do you get that out? Oh, that's interesting. Huh? Good luck getting that out. Yeah, that's going to be a me problem. Wow. Should never have to take this apart. Shouldn't. There. All right. Assembled. Now all I got to do is tighten all those up. Whatever size this is. That looks like 9/16. All right. And get some grease on it. And we'll spray those. Probably easier to tighten. Well, no, they're accessible right now. They're accessible where they are. .38 drive is bigger than the 1/2". That's just jacked up. Jacked up. Yeah. Appear to be. Try not to get too much paint on me. Sorry if I bonked you guys. I'm going to have to get the deep socket. Oh, it's getting off. Tightening them now has everything self-aligned. If you tighten it up before, God knows how it's going to line up. So after it's all welded together square and straight, tighten it up. But not before, because then you could tighten these up and they'll be all cattywampus, and then it won't be pretty. Have a look and see. You should all be. They're all snugging down. Flattens the spring out a bit. Preloads all the bolts against the washers. And we got our little nubbin in there. Axle nubbin. Spring nubbin in the axle hole. It's feeling pretty tight. Yeah. Click. That's Ray would say. Click. Okay. Solid. I don't want too much of this crud on me. I suppose I could have used the air ratchet for this. And I gotta start the air compressor, and the hoses which are right behind me, and the ratchet which is just across there. Yeah. Close to even. Yeah. I didn't spray them with grease. Oh well. Oh shit, I'll spray them with penetrating lube. Actually, I'll probably spray them with undercoat. Takes a while to spring these up. There we go. They're tightening up now. And after the first couple of trips, we'll check, make sure everything still remains tight. There. That's pretty good. Put this out of the way. That away. Gently. Ground out of there. Alright, you want to go that way first? Go that way. Cheater plug. This sucker will run on 110, and it would have welded that in 110. Got thickness, no problem. And with that fancy plug there, you can pick two sides or two phases of your split phase 240 in your house. And with standard 110 wires, two extension cords, you can get 240 on that thing without a dedicated 240 plug. Very, very slick. Slick deal. There's one of the ones that didn't make it. So you can weld 15 amp 240 with that welder and that fancy little plug adapter right there that connects the two pots from two different phases. You basically just walk around your house, plug in the extension cord, and plug in another one until this thing reaches 240, and it's good to go. You're on two different circuits. So we did have the fourth. Oh yeah, I needed black paint. Darn it. Oh. So I think this is ready to go. I'll put in the the under ramps. I built some ramps for this sucker that tie in. I don't feel like lifting them with it. I'll show you how those go on later. Lifting this right now is heavy enough as it is. Actually, this goes up here in the stockpile. That doesn't fall on cars. Actually, an old pool table. The supplier screwed up, damaged it in shipping, sent us another one, and said, dispose of the old one as you like. So I made a shelf out of an old pool table. Inexpensive pool table, but it's for banging around anyway, so. All right. Shelf pool table there. Shelf ping pong table there. Why buy it when you can repurpose it? Okay, so, man, that is really solid. This thing originally probably could only hold, well, probably was rated to hold like 700 pounds, 500 to 700. These are 1,000-pound springs on this thing, so yeah, it's over-designed. It'll be very stiff, but I tend to put half a yard of dirt in it, so I can't lift it like that. Oh yeah, exhaust gases. Should, yeah, it stays there. Very cool. Just undercoat that sucker some more, just for giggles. Like I said, spray the whole damn thing. We got it. Ooh, it's gonna drip. Drippy, drippy. That's one thing about undercoat, it will drip everywhere. But it's nice and black. It'll rust a little less, and this will probably be used in the winter. There will be salt on the roads, so might as well undercoat the son of a gun. Yeah, looks a bit better. I think these are just raw steel, so we'll hit them as well. Hit everything. Why not? Like I say, we got it. It'll dry off before it goes outside, and still didn't get much on me. Got some. All right. Tongue could do with some paint too, but all right. Flip this. Yeah, 3D printed. These fell out, so I printed some bearing caps, so the grease fittings are covered. I think I'm just gonna let this bang down and see how it bounces. I don't know. How does it look? It looks a lot like it did before. Might be a bit higher. So, these are the old ramps. Screw. Went in there like that. Functional. Not flush. So I can get you some more light. some more, right? Yeah. Ground handling is okay. Balance is good. Oh yeah. Sits on the license plate thing just like it did before. Perfect. Slightly nose loaded. Might ride a little better than it did. All right. So those were the old ramps. The new ramps, to give you an idea, this is just hinges. A bit stiff. Probably because they're rusted to Jesus. And they need some filing, some steel wool. Put it somewhere. Quick. As long as they don't fall out, I don't care. I don't know what happened to that file. I had a file out here. I was chipping with it. What did I do with that file? Didn't weld it to it. That's a conundrum. So, interesting. Missing file. It'll turn up. A little bit of penetrating lube. It's got stiff. So that goes down like that. These. That wasn't the file I had. Fun fact. You put lots and lots of clearance, it makes an effective crude bearing, which is exactly what the Russian tanks use on the hatch or for the commander's cupola. They use the same loose, just pin in hole, except they put a piece of tubing in there that rattles around, so it's even looser. But you can get sand on it, you can get water, anything you like, and the thing just keeps on running. So whatever you throw at it, and I use that design as radiation equipment, because you can't use lube, and it works astonishingly well. All right, rambling. Lube that once a year. So these are the new fancy schmancy ramps, and these hook in like that and are flush ramps. So when the trailer's on the car, you can drive right in and you can adjust your pitch to wherever you want to roll stuff in. And then the cool part is that they go on the axle that we just painted, so I'll get some schmutz on, but they hook up there, and then they hook in here like that, and you have hidden ramps that stay put and they're with the trailer wherever the trailer is. similar to what you see on the moving trucks with their ramps, except this is an adjustable pitch, so you can put a lawn tractor or whatever the hell you want. And it just sits in that carrier there, pins in, and when this is behaving itself, oh, that's handy. That's a feature. Cheap crap. Come on, squeeze together. There. That is not supposed to happen. These are supposed to stay together. That one does. There. There. Locked and loaded. And as long as that stays on. Alright, it has so far, and it's locked in now. They stay put because of. Alright, cool. Anyway, it holds. I might have to put a lock in there. Lock those on. Alright. Trailer back in action. And all these sides are hinged. So they all go, these go down, in, out, whatever. The whole thing can turn into a flatbed. And oh yeah, still maneuverable easily. Well, that's it for me on the trailer refurb. Went from a quarter elliptical spring, 2 of those, corroded and rust off after 50, 60 years of use, to a slipper, 1,000-pound slipper, Princess Auto and a Princess Auto axle, shortened, but that'll easily take 1,000 pounds total now. I got to worry about the tongue, but it's solid now. That's never coming off. Anyway, that's all for me. Again, my brother told me to do it. It's his fault. Not the one that's half deaf.